Okay, as promised, we have Courtney Burnett, speech language therapist, assist, speaker, author, consultant here in Arizona. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Well, let's get down to business.
Okay.
You are not just a professional in healthcare services for therapeutic intervention for anyone with a disability and speech, but you're also a mom.
Yes.
Tell us about your wonderful family.
All right. Well, I've been married for almost 20 years to my husband, Craig. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary here in April. My oldest daughter, Hannah, has cerebral palsy, and we have also our daughter, Lily, and our son, Evan. So we have 3 awesome kids, and we live here in Arizona. We love going outdoors. We love doing things as a family and just finding new ways to make things accessible that people may have thought were inaccessible.
And we met, you're gonna love this. So the school that my son goes to is here in Queen Creek, and Courtney put her card in for my son. So he gets in the car, he gives me the card, and I'm thinking, how did they know?
So a little background that I see him, I see another student at the school. I come in there to do his speech therapy, and I see a new face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, does this child have a communication device? And I just immediately want to jump in, and they just said, well, they're new to the area. I don't know if they know about the services. So I said, you know what, I'm going to give you my card and you give it to mom. And if she needs help with anything, just let me know, because more than anything, I just want to help families not be stuck in struggle and in unknown. And when you're new to an area, there's so much that you don't know how all the systems work.
Yeah. And things change.
Yes.
Because we used to live in Arizona, and we returned after 10 years after being in another state, Texas. That had us on a waiting list. That's another story.
So many states have waiting lists that are completely outrageous. They're so long, and they're constantly changing the requirements for the waiting list. So you may have been coming to the top of the waiting list, and all of a sudden they boom, and now you're back at the bottom. I know several parents who have moved out of state have had the same issue.
Yes. So you're moving for work or a variety of other reasons, and then you have to just navigate through that. You were just at Congress.
Yes, here in Arizona, in the United States, in our state, Arizona, at the local government, trying to advocate for a bill that would provide universal changing places in publicly funded buildings. So we're really asking a pretty simple ask that newly constructed or renovated buildings would provide at least one universal changing place for people like my daughter who can't use the traditional bathroom, and so there's no place to change her. So many families like myself are changing their kids on park benches, the backs of minivans, and even dirty bathroom floors. So we're down there educating, I like to call it, because so many people who don't live in our world are so unaware of what we go through on a daily basis. And so it was educating them on the need and then asking them to be a part of the solution.
So what happened?
Well, as of right now, I don't know if everybody is as up to speed on how everything works, but in our Congress, you go to a committee and it has to get put on a committee agenda. And once it's on the agenda, you can have a hearing. And we had that about 3 weeks ago. And many families from across our state, some driving upwards of 3 hours, came to testify to hear, to share their stories. And it was voted on 9-0, unanimous, bipartisan support to
That's
go
huge.
on. Yeah, it's huge.
That's huge.
And then it had to go to the Rules Committee. And the Rules Committee is supposed to be a very small step in the process where they make sure that the bill you created is constitutional. However, the chairwoman or man can decide what gets put on the agenda or not put on the agenda. And Representative Kern in District 20 here in Arizona has decided that he doesn't like mandates, so he's not putting it on the agenda. So he's putting his opinion of why something should or should not be put on an agenda, making it his personal opinion rather than hearing the constituents and families. We had easily 50 plus people at our rally that came talking about the need yesterday. And when we were at our committee, we had at least 30 families that came to hear their voices heard. And I thought what was cool about it is so many families that came don't even need the service for their kids, but when they heard that my daughter was being changed on a dirty bathroom floor, a place they wouldn't even put their purse, they were outraged that that's the only option for her.
I mean, they're making provisions for dads in the men's room.
Yeah.
So.
And really, a really simple way to look at this, in my opinion, is many companies are putting in family-style bathrooms.
Yeah.
And they're big, and there is enough room. And so I just put this on my Instagram account this morning.
Oh.
It's a picture of a tent.
What's your Instagram account?
It's Courtney Burnett Advocate.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
check her out, everyone.
Yeah, and it's a picture of a tent. And one of the families told me that they pop up a tent at rest areas in order to change their adult male.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah, they pop a tent because these two, when you're thinking about this, you're taking a grown man into a woman's restroom to lay them down, to change them. Nobody's going to understand that. And they're going to be like, what's going on here? So some families are resorting to having a small pop-up tent that they pop up to change their loved one who can't use the toilet, So there's stalls, but if you are not able to take care of your needs that way,
it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
So my Instagram post was, if we take a family style bathroom, we take away the baby changing table, we lower it, and we put in a table that can hold a higher weight, we can now service the babies and any individuals needing additional help.
That is a wonderful proposal. I hope everyone checks it out.
Yeah.
I don't know, I have to pass this article to you. It had individuals with special needs, if they needed a transplant, a kidney, that they were not necessarily allowed to go on the list.
Are you serious?
I'm going to pass the article to you. We'll give it the smell test and fact check it, but.
Yeah. Well, I think it really comes down to the perception, and we're working so hard. There's so many great campaigns and ads going out right now that are saying, be a part of the inclusion revolution, realizing that people with different needs and different abilities can hold jobs, that they can be valuable and they can be an asset. And when we take away the giving them a job because you're trying to be nice, or it's kind of like a simple job that they think they can do, and not really looking at, wow, this person has really good strengths in the ability to organize and be able to clean, and they could do this. And there's a place here